This is basically going to be another live stream of yesterday's makeup. I had some weird things happening with the audio on my lives. I don't know why the audio wasn't being captured. So hopefully you guys can hear me now. Hopefully it's being captured because I felt really bad yesterday. I don't know. I troubleshot a bunch of things, and what ended up working was just restarting my phone. So hopefully you guys can hear me now. Hopefully the audio is cooperative during this live stream because I was really disappointed yesterday that I did this live and nobody could hear me. So anyways, welcome. It has been a little bit since I live streamed apart from yesterday. David and I have been traveling. We spent much of October and November away, so we're really fortunate for that. But now it is December and I really want to start live streaming more. This is something that I wanted to do all year. And it's the end of the year and I still have not done it as consistently as I would like. So for December, I'm really going to try to just like toggle down and live stream as much as possible. Hopefully it's a daily thing. So we'll see. But let's get into today's look. I think I'm going to basically redo yesterday's look probably in its entirety. I was really happy with it. I think it came out really, really nice. So I was going to change it up a little bit and do a little bit more red in there, but I think I'm just going to just stick with what I did yesterday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes once I start. But anyway, my skin's already been primed. I always do my skincare first. Skincare is super important for a good makeup look. So if you want your makeup to slay, don't skip out on the skincare. It's super important. I always do my skincare about, I don't know, 15-30 minutes before I start my makeup to give everything a chance to absorb into your skin. It just gives you less of an opportunity for pilling and for makeup separation and things like that. So super important. I always advocate skincare. Alrighty, let's get into it. Normally my first step would be sunscreen, but it's already kind of dark outside. We're here in Los Angeles. The sun is setting now. So I'm not going to do sunscreen today. I'm just going to go in with a primer. And for today's primer, I'm going to use, it's Charlotte Tilbury's. Oh, this one actually has SPF, so I'm not going to do that one. Let's do a primer that doesn't have SPF. Let's just do what I did yesterday, which was the Hydro Milk. So we're going to use the milk, the Hydro Grip Primer. It's a really sticky one. It's honestly not my favorite primer. I just feel like it can cause some problems with your makeup as you're applying it. So it's not my favorite. I do use it because I have it here, but it's not something that I would buy. So I'm just going to do a little bit of primer. And then you kind of have to blend it in pretty quickly. Okay. Let it dry down, because once it starts drying down is when you'll start getting that pilling. So you don't want that. So just blend it in super fast. And I always just use my fingers. I love my fingers for everything. I feel like, with the exception of like eyeliners and eyeshadows, the fingers do a pretty good job of blending things out. So once that dries down, it does get really tacky. So it does really, there's a grip there. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna move on to eyelid primer, and for that I'm just using the little last bit of my Bare Minerals Prime Time, which was my favorite primer for a very long time, and it's been discontinued. And I have like a tiny bit left in my tube, but it is starting to dry up, so I'm just gonna use the last of it before I can't use it anymore. But that was my favorite primer, and I have yet to find its replacement, unfortunately. So blend that in, and then I always kind of just drag a little bit under my eye, and I swear that that makes a difference for creasing. I don't put a ton under my eye, just a little bit. And my eye is moisturized. I do have eye cream on. And this primer just works really well with any eye moisturizer. I really love that eyelid primer. I'm really sad that it's discontinued. And I've also, like I said, have yet to find its replacement. So that also makes me sad. So, okay, now that that's done, I'm going to do my eyes first and get that out of the way because I will need to shape and remove makeup. So let's just get into that. Yesterday, I used this really pretty brown from, I think it was in one of my Star Wars palettes, maybe? Not in that one. I did also order a ton of palettes because ColourPop was having a super killer sale on all the collab palettes. So I ordered like a Tangled palette. I ordered the Who, the Grinchmas palette. So I'm so excited. It shipped today. So hopefully I'll have it, I don't know, maybe by Thursday. I'm not that far from the ColourPop warehouse, but sometimes it takes a while for my stuff to come anyway. But I'm going to use this brown right here. And this is from the ColourPop Mandalorian palette. So I'm going to dab a little bit in there with this angled brush. And this might be a little bit too wide, actually. We'll see how this looks. Okay, so now I'm just kind of placing it where I want. I'm not worried about the lines because I am going to go up and, or go in and clean it up before I do my face. Then I have to kind of look at myself straight on to make sure the angles are coming together properly. Okay. So I'm still going to use that brown. I'm not done with it yet. But now I'm going to go in with the green. And I had a really pretty green. Let me see what palette it was in. Oh, I remember. It was in the Ciate palette. It's not my favorite, actually. Not quality makeup. And you'll kind of see as I'm blending it out, it doesn't blend very nicely. And I also need to pick up a lot of pigment. But I'm going to be using this shade right there. I'm going to take this brush. It's kind of small, but it's fluffy. And then pick up some pigment of that green. And I'm gonna just place it right on top. Of that brown. And I'm gonna kind of come down at a slant. And then stopping just like past my midway point. So like I said, you don't need to worry about your lines so much right now. Okay. So now I'm just gonna grab just a little bit of green and bring it pretty close to my lash line. And I'm also gonna pick up a little bit more brown. The brown we will be using throughout, so I'm not gonna put that one away, but the green I think I'm done with, so the green I am gonna put away. So just with the same fluffy brush, I'm gonna just go in and dab a little bit of green. Just kind of very lightly fluff that on top. Smoke that out a little bit. Okay. Okay. So still keeping that brown out because we're not quite done with that. Now I'm gonna go in with, if I can find it, with a brown liner. Just kind of tight line. I hate this part. Got a little bit of liner in there, but that's okay. We're gonna clean up anyway. This happened to me yesterday too. I dropped like right in the same place. Okay, so now we're gonna grab a little bit of just a light, like very neutral nude shade and a fluffy brush. And just place it right there. I usually do this before I do my eyeshadow, but I forgot today. It helps you when you place like a base shadow down first, it just helps your shadows blend a little bit easier. And I didn't do it today. And I definitely needed to. Okay. I'm trying to think I definitely went too high with the brown. I need more green, but I also don't want to do more green. Let's see what other shades I have to work with. Let's see what else I can use. Okay, so going back to ColourPop, we're gonna try this green. It's like a little bit of a mossy green, that one right there. So no shimmer on that one. We're just gonna take a little bit and let's see what happens if I bring it up here. Okay, not bad. That definitely makes that look a little bit more cohesive. Just very lightly. I'm very lightly blending that in. And I'm barely picking up any pigment. Like, I'm just dabbing it in there, just barely picking up anything at all. It's such a deep shade, so a little bit goes a long way. Okay, now for the inside. I think I'm gonna grab another little shade from here. So I'm gonna go in with this shimmery. It's still like a moss, but it's has a little bit of shimmer in there. I'm gonna place that right on top of that gold and bring it into my crease or into the center. Okay. Clean off that brush a little bit. So now I'm gonna go in with, where is it? With this brush, it's kind of flat, but very compact, like the bristles are very compact. And I'm gonna grab some shimmer. Or actually, before we do that, I'm gonna clean up my lines first. That way I don't mess with the shimmer. So I'm just gonna grab a Q-tip. And then I'm gonna dip it in some makeup remover. You can also use micellar water, whichever one you have will work. But you just need a very, very little bit amount. Like, you're barely gonna get the Q-tip wet. I'm gonna start by cleaning up this down here. And then just following my structure. There we go. Okay. And then going back over that again to absorb any oils that are left over. Okay. This look is much darker than it was yesterday. It was not this dark yesterday, but I'm feeling it. It looks good. I'll lighten it up a little bit. So now I am going to go in with my glitter. I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to go in with that paddle brush. It's not really a paddle brush, but that's what I'll call it for today. I'm going to grab a little bit of glitter. And place it right in the center. Kind of blend it in a little bit. I grabbed a lot, but I kind of like it. I'm gonna drag it towards the center of my eye a little bit more. Okay. Sorry, you guys froze for a second. So grabbing a little bit more, just, you know, a little bit, a lot. Okay. I feel like this side has more. Let me put a little bit more on this side. Okay. Okay, that's better. I like that. Just drag it in a little bit. Okay, not sure how I'm feeling about this look today. I'm gonna move on for now, but I may come back to my eyes because I don't know. It's missing something. I think it's missing glitter or maybe some red. Let's see what I have here. I love my glitter, so I feel like that's probably what I'm missing. Okay, let's finish the rest of the face and then we'll come back to the eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a little bit of color corrector. And this is just the pink or peach color corrector from Neutrogena. And I think these are like $11 or something, really not bad. I'm gonna blend this in with a sponge. Or actually, change of plans. I got this new brush from Ulta. And I feel like this would be a really good concealer brush. I love that it's dual-ended, because when I travel, then it's just one less brush to take. So let's try this. I just unpackaged it today. Yes. That blended out so fast. Okay. Okay, I like that. That was really fast. Usually I use this concealer brush from Real Techniques, but I think the bristles are just a little bit too compact and it just takes a little bit of time to blend out. So this is a similar shape, but the bristles are a little bit longer and a little bit looser. And I love it. And then I have like this darkness right here. So I always have to press in a little bit more concealer and color corrector right there. That was so fast. Yes, I like it. Okay. Okay, Ulta. Had a feeling this would be a good brush. And it was super affordable too. I think I got it on sale for like $9. Okay. Okay. Foundation for today. We're going to go and do the Professional again, which is the foundation I used yesterday. And I've had this foundation just sitting here since before it launched. I got access to it before it was released in stores. And when the Benefit person came in and we were trying to color match, I was having the hardest time finding my shade. And so many of the girls were. So I thought that this was the best shade match. This is in shade 15N. And I didn't like it at the store. This was also like months and months ago. And my skin was a lot more tan then. It was in the summertime. So now that I've used it and my skin is not so tan, I feel like it worked yesterday. But I feel like these just run really orange and really like it looks, look how orange it looks just in the bottle. So I don't know. I was having a hard time color matching. So were a lot of the girls, and it was just too much. But I don't know. Okay, so now that that's placed, I'm gonna blend it out with a brush. Let's move my hair out of the way. See, it looks so yellow here. But once it's blended out, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, a little yellow, but not terrible. It doesn't smell the greatest. It smells very chemically. Coverage wise, it's pretty good, I would say. I don't usually do a lot of full coverage foundations, but this was given to me by Benefit and I needed to try it. I've been needing to try it. I've just been so scared because the color matches were just, they were just, I don't know, everything was coming out really yellow or like really gray and really cool. Like I don't know. The color matches were not there. It was really hard. I can see the yellow. It's definitely bringing out yellow. Maybe it's with the artificial lighting that it looks like this. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna go in and bronzer a little bit. For that, I'm gonna use this Real Techniques brush. It's flat. I think this is a highlighter brush. but I don't ever use my highlighter brushes for highlighting. So let's go in. We're gonna go in with a soft bronzer. So a very, very light one. This would be my summertime bronzer. This is my wintertime bronzer. And I like this fan method because it lets me just do my forehead really quickly. Or my 5 head, I should say. It lets me turn my 5 head into a forehead really quickly. And it's like exactly the space that I want it to be. Okay. A little bit more. Remember to drag up into your hairline. Don't forget. And then I always, before I'm done, just drag a little bit from the forehead up. So that gives you a little bit of a glow. You can see I missed a spot right here. Just grab a little bit. All right, same thing, just a little bit. Just a little dibby dab. I'm gonna go just follow the natural structure of my face and my cheekbones. Just add a little bit. I'm gonna go in a V, so a narrow V. So I come down from, like, I guess the widest point of my hairline on this side and come down just a little bit towards my mouth and then go back towards my ear. So I'm making a little triangle there. So it's very subtle. It is wintertime, after all. Okay. Okay, so that's about it for my bronzer. Don't forget to blend into your hairline. So many people forget that, and then you're walking around with like a very, very visible line. Yeah, okay, that's good for me. I don't do a lot of bronzing this time of year. I'm gonna grab a little bit more, and I did grab a decent more product than I did before. That's another reason why I love this brush, is because it's narrow. So you can kind of be more precise with your line. And I feel like I need a little bit more here. Okay. Okay, we're done with that. So now that we're done with the bronzing, I'm gonna start to highlight, and I have a brush for everything. So this is like my highlight and my blush brush. So using that same palette, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Just a little dip, a little dippy dip, and just go over my brow. And I do it right on top of my brow because it covers the top and the bottom And then I can just fill in my brow. I'll do a little bit more on the bottom and a little bit more on the top in the center. So that adds a little bit of glow there. And then I'll do a little on my nose, but let's wait on that because I'm not sure if I want to use the same one or not. Okay, my upper lid looks so naked. I don't think I like that. What can I do? What can I do with that? Just add a little bit more of this little fleshy color. Let's see. Let's see if that one does it for me. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, it softens that look up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Not so naked now. Okay. Like I said, I may keep coming back to the eyes because I'm not feeling them like I was yesterday. They were much nicer yesterday. But unfortunately, yesterday's live stream had no volume. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Okay, so now that that is done, we're going to add a little bit more to my under eye. Even though I probably really shouldn't, but I can see it in my mirror, the darkness that's here. And then a little bit there and a little bit there. I love this brush, man. It's pretty cool. Okay, Ulta. Slaying with the brushes. Okay. Yeah, I'm not feeling my eyes. I'm gonna have to add more glitter, I think. Maybe it'll be too much glitter if I add more glitter. I don't know. See, I don't know. I'm not feeling it though. Okay, let's move on to blush. Let's do like very rosy, deep rosy. Let's do what do I have in my blush? Let's do some Tarte. I hate Tarte because I can never open their things. Okay, here. Okay, let's try it. I was thinking about using this one, but now that I've opened it up, it's a little too pink. I want something a little bit more red. Let's see what I have in here that's red. Dang. Slim pickings. Let's try this one. Let's see how this one looks. This is Moon from Bare Minerals. This might be a little too berry. I'm running out of options here for reds. Okay, let's go with the Tarte. This is going to be the Tarte. It has a little shimmer in there. It's very similar to the first shade I was going to do. This one has glitter, and I love glitter. So let's just try it and see how it goes. Where's my blush brush? So when I pick up pigments, I pick up such a small amount first. See what I mean about the hairline? Like, if you don't blend it, you see where it stops. You don't think people see what people see. We not be judging, but we be judging a little bit. So just make sure you're blending into your hair. So I put the most of my my pigment on the side first, and then with whatever's left I'll bring to the center, so it kind of doesn't just like all of a sudden start. You have some color in the center of your face, but just with my my face shape, I try not to bring a lot of blush past like my eyebrow. I like to start it there, and it just shapes my face a little bit better. Okay, see how it's in my hair? Okay. So I always start pretty much on the side. And then as my pigment's running out, then I start to blend up and to the center. Okay. Okay. That's not really the color I wanted, but I didn't have the color that I wanted, so that's got to be that. Ooh, I forgot to do my under eye. I always do a little bit. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this back up, because I also forgot to do my nose. So we're going to do just a dab. And then just, I always do a little bit under my eye, a little bit of blush. I just feel like it softens the look there a little bit. Okay. Got a little bit of Rudolph going on, but that's okay. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Okay. What else do I have to do? Highlighter, brows, setting powder. Okay, let's do brows. Just gonna do real quick with the brows. Going in with Benefit, just filling in. really quickly. Really quickly and also really lightly. I'm doing very, very light strokes. I'm gonna just mess that up. Okay, there we go. That one's done. I love the highlight on my brow bone right there. To me, it's giving like very cozy, like in the fireplace, or like it's cold outside. So I love that. You can't see it very well on camera, but it's there. Okay. So I'm done with my brows. That's as much as they gonna get today. So I haven't had any creasing. See, that's what I mean about the primer. The primer under the eyes, it makes a difference. I'm telling you. I'm gonna do a live and I'm not gonna do the primer under the eyes, and you guys are gonna see the difference. Usually I would have to go in with a brush and kind of like fix the crease. I don't have to do that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set. This is what I use to set. People will be using the sponges, and that's okay if you have no wrinkles. But I just take a little jibby dab, tap off the excess. And then focus on the places where I know I crease or where I get oily. Okay. Okay, so that's done. I think I am gonna go in to the eyes again. I am not happy with, just looks so flat. I was hoping that green would have been a little bit more shimmery. So I have to add something. Ooh, I think I know what I can add. Yes, okay. Let's take a little moon dust. This is in shade Lithium. I think this might be a discontinued shade actually. Let's do it. I'm gonna go in with that same brush I was using earlier. Just grab a little bit. Kind of just bring that side to life a little bit. So now there's more sparkles. So this is the before. It's very flat and mute. and not shimmery. And this is the after. Yes. Urban Decay to the rescue. So now that everything's blended and done with the glitter, you're just gonna place it on top and press it in so you don't disturb. See, that looks so much better. Yeah. Okay, highlighter time. I have to use the Fenty Diamond Balm, the OG one, because this one's just, it speaks Christmas. I could have also used this on my eyes too. So this is the Diamond Balm. I'm gonna take my brush, I'm gonna compact it a little bit, do a little bit of dabs, and press it. See that? You see that? This is the before, that's the after. And then with this highlighter, the more you blend it, the finer the glitter gets. So I like kind of like a chunky glitter look. Like, you guys can't see it on camera, but if you guys were here in person, you guys would be able to see the little glimmer of actual glitter particles. But if I were to blend it, it would break it down so that you wouldn't see them as much. Okay. Okay, we're almost done, you guys. So now we're gonna do lashes. I'm gonna use the YSL Lash Clash, my favorites. And as I curl my lashes, I'm super careful not to place the metal on my lid. Okay. This part always takes the longest, and it's also the scariest. Okay. So I'll do the other side. Okay. Okay, I think we're done. Now we just need a lip. Yesterday I wanted to do a very red lip, and the red that I got was not as red as I would have liked it to be. So let's see what I have today. Ah! Dropped you guys. And I knew that was gonna happen. That's so funny. When I put my bag there earlier, I was like, I shouldn't put it there because I could knock the thing over. And I did. Okay, let's see what I have for red. I want something that's like super red. And I never do a red lip, so I don't have any red. Let's see if this is giving what I want. What shade is this? Raspberry. No. I need a bigger bag for my lipsticks. Let's see if this gives what I want. Okay, so this is the Magic marker from Ulta. These are made in Germany, and they're a lip stain that's in a marker. And this is in shade Cherry Bombshell. So let's see how it looks. I mean, looks okay, I guess. Yeah, that's more of the red I was wanting yesterday. The only downside to these markers is that if you mess up, you've kind of messed up. It's a stain, so it's gonna be there. And then I always do a little bit of glitter on top, so we're gonna do, I did this one yesterday. Let's see how it looks on top of the red. See, I messed up a little bit now. Now I have to fix it. Okay. So now we're gonna go on top of that with Sweet Taffy from Too Faced, because it'll give it a little bit of shimmer. I have to fix something else. It's a little bit better. Okay. So going on with that. Yes, that's much better. Okay. So we are done with today's look. I don't know. I liked yesterday's better, but today's came out okay. I'm happy with it. It's nice. I'm much happier with the lip this time around. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.